the coming hour with you. My name is Ben-Porat, and I used to, whenever I present, I have a joke that I'm repeating, saying that for those of you who don't know me, you didn't miss much because I'm just another guy. So yeah, Ben-Porat, I'm within Libris for 20 years already. Work on different products along my time with experience. Today, I'm leading the discovery business unit and the student engagement. So I'm responsible for Primo, Salmon, the Central Discovery Index, and also Campus M and library mobile product. So with that, I will share my deck, and I'm going to talk about our strategic product execution for the coming 2 or 3 years. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see it?
Yep, sure can.
Okay, perfect. So just before I start, I usually want to, when I talk about strategic initiatives, I always like to ensure the audience that balance is important, especially when we're dealing with product management. It's jungle. We have to balance between today, okay, and today is the ability to manage, operate the systems and take care of those features and make sure that the system is stable, fast responses, accessible, and responsive design, so and clear of defects, so our customer can actually do their day-to-day work. This is one area that we should balance. Second one is tomorrow, about expanding and improving, but within the product offering, like within the box, within the boundaries of the product, and balancing between the future, the day after, about innovation, about leading, about adding elements that are out of the existing product offering. And today in this presentation, it will be more about innovating and lead. I will also touch some features that are on the improvement side, but want to ensure you that the balance on the today work is also very important. Innovate and lead. So whenever we're doing the 2-3 years, has to align with those five elements, 5 themes. Connect, when connecting libraries to libraries, connecting institution to institution, connecting people, student to the library. Personalized and recommendation. We see that today users are, they're using other consumer-like system and have a real expectation for personalization, for recommendation, expectation that the system will guess what they need. Analyze, all about analytics. This is the main focus. Analytics, library operation analytics, collection management analytics, user engagement analytics. So analytics is a big focus area. Optimization, reducing the click, making sure that the end user, that the user workflow are seamless and quick. And engagement, helping libraries to make student researchers more engaged with the library service. So very high level, 5 themes. Whenever we are doing something, it should be aligned for one of those. We do believe that library have, every library needs connection. They are not islands, and need the option to choose other vendor, other content, combine offering. This is a basic library need that we acknowledge, and for that reason we making sure that our product are, making sure we will make sure that our product are open to integration, whether it's an out-of-the-box integration or using API. we are investing a lot in what we call the development network, and we'll continue to release more features, more APIs. I'm visiting customers and I see how intensively they are using the openness of the system, and that's great. And will continue to be our focus. While saying that, I can say that about more than 90% of our customers using at least 3 of our products, whether it's Alma, Primo, and Leganto, Alma, Primo, and Rialto. And here we have an opportunity, okay? Because connecting product with integration and API, that works, that's working, it's a way to do things. But there is also the concept of consolidation, meaning connecting product from the base, from joint database, from a joint higher education platform. Here is where we can leverage more streamlining of workflows. And that's a focus. Streamlining cross-product, end-to-end workflows. This is one of our focus in this example, looking at resource sharing and inputs and usage data and how it influences the acquisition model, okay? It's consolidated in one system. It's easy for us to provide this kind of experience. So streamlining cross-product end-to-end workflow, this is definitely a focus area for us. Link data. When we started with Alma, it was like more than 10 years ago. 10 years ago was the first customer who went live with Alma, but we started like, let's say 2012 on the designing board. So we were planning to the native format of Alma will be linked data, RDA at the time. But very soon we acknowledged that migrating existing customer from their existing system to a new system, plus moving them from an on-premise deployment type to a SaaS, software as a service deployment, plus changing the core bibliographic format, that will be too much. But linked data, BibFriend, RDA was on the table for the last 10 years, and I'm sure that many of you spend time in conferences and discussion about linked data and why it's good and what library should adopt it. And it looks like there is more interest today. We see more practices of linked data, and we are looking to invest in holistic approach for linked data. Holistic, I mean not just cataloging, but also how cataloging, managing, and how eventually it appears and enhance the end user experience that browse the resources. I will talk more about linked data. One big thing, very big thing, and I'm also sure that you all were talking a lot in the last months about AI, and each company, each board of a company talk about AI, the risk of AI, how it can help, etc. So definitely that's a big thing. I'm managing the discovery. In the last 7 years, if someone would ask me, hey Guy, what is the next big thing with discovery? You can invent something, but there was not a really big thing. Today, the answer is clear. The answer is clear for the vendor. The answer is clear for the users, for the customers. The big thing with discovery is, an AI-based discovery. So this is definitely in our strategic roadmap, and we already start working on pilots. Obviously, we are not intend to develop the core of the AI technology, but to engage and to partner with the AI technology provider. We already started to work with AI21. This is a AI technology company in which we are going to build a solution that will be suitable for the special academic needs, and we will talk about it. So that was, that was a high level. I want to get into show you more details and maybe some screen, but high level. That's a high level view of the strategy. Let's drill down a bit more. I mentioned workflow simplification. Here is improving the pure line task list, and having more bulk options, the ability to select all, the ability to select multi-select or facet in order to select group of pure line, ability to add labels, a bulk operation. You select a bulk items from the list, and then you assign it to another person in a bulk, and reorganizing it, redoing the UI, obviously working with the community, working with advisory group in order to make sure that it really meet the user's need. So pure line. Patron services also is making the management easier, reducing clicks. Actually, customers are counting clicks, how much time it takes to do this operation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 clicks. So that's a measurement, that's kind of a KPI. So trying to do the same operation with less clicks. And obviously we focus on those operations that are mostly those common operations around patron services. Another area is the repository search. Wow, this is many of the workflow starting with repository search. You search, you find an item, and then you do something. You loan it, you catalog it, you delete it. So improving the workflow of searching an item, this is a big benefit, and to show a new item up front, to add a simple view of the map as part of the full item display of a repository search. Also, and there are more. I select only 3 examples, but we're going, area by area, and improving. Disconnect to, in my first slide, disconnect to the optimize, optimize the workflow, right? Link data. So at this point, the system accepts in and out link data, but internally convert it into MARC. So what we are going to do, we're going to make link data a native format side by side to the MARC record, okay? And in the first phase, you will be able to, using API, to push MARC record, build-from record into Alma, and also extract those build-from record from Alma. It will be able to search build-from record, to attach holding items to build-from record, and also to have them discoverable, plus the extra leveraging of the link data elements in the discovery. You all managing millions of MARC records. So, MARC is to stay. I don't see libraries effort to migrate all their MARC records into build-from. Some will choose to do it. Some will choose a hybrid model in which build-from and MARC record live side by side, and that's what we want to suggest. That everyone choose the freedom to choose whether you want to do a full transition or do a gradual transition. So build-from will be the second native format in Alma, and we will also enable enriching MARC record with linked open data URI. So adding on top of MARC record, existing MARC record URIs, and then leverage them in the discovery. Later on, I'm going to talk about what we are planning to do in the discovery, and I will show you, and I will talk about how we are going to extract link data element from the existing MARC record in order to enhance the discovery. So in data, yet another focus area, collection management, collection analysis, collection development. It's the main focus to deal with use cases like saving space, real estate space, how to know what you can move to another storage, how to deal with budget constraint, how to deal with the long tail materials of your collection, those that are used by very few users but still in use. And the way to go is collaborative analysis, collaborative agreements around collections. So joint acquisition, joint storage, and holistic analytics view of the collaborative collection. And there is levels of collaboration. The collaboration within a single institution that have multi-libraries and want tools that will help with with renewal to understand the overlap on electronic packages. So institution level, second level is Alma consortium level. A lot can be done within the consortium, and shared storage and other stuff, and also collaborative collection, cross consortium, supporting the retention agreement, resource sharing in order to save spaces, and etc. So it's a very focused area for us in the coming years. So that's about the resource management part of our offering, and let's talk about discovery. Next discovery experience. We believe that the stars are aligning for the next discovery experience. So we see increasing motivation, increasing points that coming together and telling us, hey, it's time to start working on the next discovery experience. And what are those motivations? So expectation for consumer-like experience. User would like the system to look clear, simple. They want to be satisfied with the system. They want the system to be workflow oriented. Want the system to guess them. Want they want a personalized experience. And we need to do change in order to meet this expectation. So emerging generative and other AI technologies. So this is great motivation to start thinking on the next discovery experience. It's coming, it's there. We need to harness it for our need. I was talking about it. We want to leverage new lean data practices into the next discovery experience. And also, it's a great opportunity to upgrade our technology stack, technology platform, moving to a newer UX framework. So, enough motivation taking us to the board to start, thinking what are the main elements in the new discovery experience. And we see three elements. Okay. One is redoing the UX. Okay. If you need to clean, to make some order in your garage, there are two ways. You can enter to the garage, you can close the door and start organize things. Will be better. Another way is to take everything out and then place it back again in a new order. And along this process, maybe drop some stuff and then bring some other stuff. And then your garage is up to date. This is something that needs to be done with user experience every few years. It's not just coloring and design, it's also how you organize the elements on the screen. So we need to start. It takes time. We need to start now in order to make it available within 1-2 years. Linked data experience, I will talk. Talked about it. Need to be part of the next discovery experience. We need to leverage from linked data, knowledge graph, to the discovery, and to take obviously advantage of AI technology. And you see the way of there. It's not like this is the 3 main elements. We will do boom, boom, boom. No. They're coming together. It's complementing one each other. Okay. We are rejecting AI technologies, but we are also doing the UI. So, the synergy will come when they are coming together. So here is the new UI. Not really. This is Primo version 1, right? Maybe 15 years ago. This is how the user experience was looking like. You see an RSS button, etc. Then after a few years, we released the Primo Classic. It's 10 years old. Sorted by relevance. They are not sorting by relevance, by popularity, and I know things which you see the facets to the left. This is the new UI. This is what currently our customers are using new UI, or whether they are using Primo V8. It's the same, more clean, more up to date. And then this is the next discovery experience UI. So this is one screen, but we have a full mock-up that we are validating with our customer. Obviously, we have the advisory group among the community that helping us, to make sure that we are doing it right, and we are doing it in a way that will serve the needs. And you don't see the landing page, the first page before the first search. We're going to make it more personalized. The facet went on top. Essential, important buttons in order to reduce clicks came in front to the brief display page. So a new UI, and we start working on it. The idea is, since it's a new garage, we cannot just implement it and deploy it, in place to the field, to the customers. We are going to use the same method that we use for the new UI. So customer will have a side-by-side. They can type the URL/MDE, and we start see their data on the new discovery experience. And then, along the way, you will add more and more functionality until we get to the point that customer X can say, okay, it's good for me, I want to move. And then it will shift to the next discovery experience. Okay, so it will be a process. It will take time, but we are starting. So 3 elements. This is first one. Next, a new discovery experience. Let's talk about linked data. Very challenging, and the fact that we for 10 years we are talking about linked data, and still MARC is dominating is because it's very challenging. There are many obstacles. The scale. When you're talking about resources, whether it's a work, a person, an organization, we deal with ambiguous duplication. Assets might have, entities might have multiple identifiers, not always the right data quality, and we are sitting on a mountain of MARC record. Someone called it the MARC 21 fortress, right? So MARC 21, it's machine readable cataloging, machine readable cataloging. It was developed by Library of Congress, adopted by many libraries, and serve us very well. Linked data from the other end, approach to connect entities on the internet in order to provide a better discoverability, better interconnectivity, and whenever it's about MARC 21 and linked data, we want to see the linked data concepts coming into the library world. So how we can make it work? I think we need to be moderate with what we want to achieve. One, I think we need to think about hybrid approach. Like, okay, we have those MARC records. This is water under the bridge. Let's look forward. Let's at least do the new thing using the new method and try to update the existing stuff, with the most important element. This is how we can make it work. We can also make it work if we will not try to do everything. Not to do linked data for the sake of doing linked data, connecting all the entities. Let's see what is the end user benefits that we want to achieve. And that will drive what we want to do on the data layer. So if in this screen, I'm splitting, the end user goodies, the end user benefits, and the supporting data model. If I want to provide to prove the exploration experience, meaning that it will be the user can move from work to the person page, or from the person page for the subject. Let's focus on getting those connections in place, getting those entities in place. Okay. And the good is that the end user will gain is, it's better search. Today in our discovery system, we usually search just for the book or for the electronic journal. Here you can start his search from a person, from a place, and then get to the relevant work. You can improve the exploration, the way that we are, doing the autocomplete. You can do better recommendation, and since it's not just within, the library, also connected to external resources, we can provide linking out to other URI and entities and entity repositories. I want to show you an example of how a linked data can improve the autocomplete experience. But maybe before that, word about triplets. Triplets is about, it's two entities with a connection type between them. So Van Gogh, the person, the farmhouse in Provence, that's a paint, and the type of connection is the printer of Van Gogh, and his mom is the son of. So linked data consists of more entities, not just book and electronic journals, more entities, and the connection between them. Also, place is also an entity. See here, Netherlands, okay, that's a country. And Zandam, that's connect the triplet between Zandam and Van Gogh is the place of birth. Okay, so let's have a look. Once we build the essential data element, how the end user can leverage it. So autocomplete, start typing. Today, when you start typing Albert, you will see it will just might complete it to Albert Einstein, and then you press enter and present Albert Einstein all over the place. The subject, in the topic, in the author, in the abstract. But here, I can suggest the user, maybe he wants the Albert Einstein, the person Albert Einstein, with including the years. So if there are two Albert Einstein, the user can pick up exactly the Albert Einstein date. Or if you just want to search Albert Einstein all over the place, it's also possible. So we find his Albert Einstein, press it, and get not to a search result with resources, but to the Albert Einstein author or person page, okay? And get person information. And we are not expecting libraries to create this, of course. Person information, we will enrich it from open repositories in the web, okay, using the linked data kind of a concept. We can also provide relation, the person, Albert Einstein, and relevant titles, relation between person to person, and from where we get person, we might go, so you have a book, we extract the Albert Einstein from the book. We went to Wikipedia, we find more relations, and we update our knowledge graph with the people, so we can show, co-authors and other relevant person that the user can select and continue with navigation. It's not just about your local repository. We also want to connect the central discovery index, the sources. And in order to do it, we need to do some data projects, some prerequisite activities on the data. So two things that we are planning to do. One is to enrich the authors in CDI with ORCID ID whenever exists and applicable. And since CDI, we are collecting data from many publishers, and each publisher might use the subject field differently. They are using different control vocabulary for subject. They might use the subject field and put keywords there, and they might use it for discipline. So we're going to normalize the subject field, split it to P fields when it's keywords. We put it in the keywords field. When it's normal subject, we're going to normalize it against LCSH and LC mesh. When it's discipline, we'll put it in a dedicated discipline field. So that's prerequisite before we can provide a linked data experience. Obviously, it will improve the search, it will improve the facets, etc. So this is something that we already start working. Getting there, no magic, and we are not intending to say, hey, okay, we're going to build this giant linked data graph and meet you in 3 years, and you get all these goodies. We want to work in a gradual way, and we want to see that the discovery experience is the one driving the linked data that we are building underneath. So create a person entity and immediately leverage it in the UI, providing a person page to the users. Mine more relation and show them to the user, and even more relations, and then add another entity, a subject entity. Subject can do with subject, we can do great thing, because think about the experience of start typing, get autocomplete for subject, get a subject page with a LibGuide, with connection to the internet resources, open resources, with connection to related words, to related persons, okay, subject entity, and providing the subject page, then more relation, and that's about linked data, okay. So going back, next discovery experience, 3 elements. New UX, talk about it. Linked data, just finished to talk about it. Now, the third element is leveraging AI in our product. So sometimes when I'm presenting, I'm asking people, so what do you think this scroll, is it a artificial one or real one? And because all of us are crazy about it, everything looks like artificial now. We don't believe to anything that we see, because the quality of those artificial, but this is a real sport. Live in Berlin, by the way. It's not artificial, but AI is all over the place, and we know it. So at the beginning of the year, we asked the development team, something that we are doing every year. We did a hackathon, and we asked them to think about and develop small services, big impact, and focusing on user cases. And we asked them to look for obstacles in the user workflow when it's about searching and selection. And this hackathon this year, it coincided with the AI hype. So many of the ideas was AI related, but not all of them. And following this hackathon, we got a list of at least 20 very interesting services that help the user with on the non-item search scenario. Non-item search is when the user knows what he is looking for. About 50% of the searches are non-item search. So helping those 50% of searches that we see and helping the user with search and selection. And once you get a result, enhance the operation that he can do on the entire result. So 20 exciting services. We are not going to deliver them all, but we were talking with customer and we did some effort estimation. I can share 5 of the interesting services that we are looking at. One, natural language search, so searching in a natural language, not just keyword search. Number 2, on-the-fly translation. So you type the query in English, the system converts it to a non-English, hitting a non-English article database and provide the abstracts and the metadata on the way there. So exposing the user to wider space. Think about research that there's very little information, very few articles in English. If we limiting the research to English, it's less exposed, so that can bring more data, more articles into consideration. Full text direct. This is about promoting and helping the new item search. So if your user want to get to a full text, you need to type a search, press an enter, look at the result, find the right article, and then press a button, go to the publisher website, and then look from where you need to download the full text. The idea here is that if it's about getting a full text, user just drop the citation and the system responds with the PDF. Enter, you start downloading. If not always full text will be available, it depends on library subscription, etc. But whenever it's available, the user will get the PDF right away. Number 5, I'm jumping to number 5, is similar but different. It's like the user providing a list of citation. Think about a user that got a reading list from the instructor for the course. So here he has a 10 citation. Okay, so now you need to go to the discovery interface and by one, try to get them, etc. Like doing number 3 10 times. Here, you will upload the list, the system will do the work, return the full text whenever they found, and provide a report about it. If you want to change the citation format, the system will also change the citation format for it. So this is like on a quite common scenario, reducing hundreds of clicks with 2-3 clicks. Number 4, this is like a pure AI thing. It's about chatting with a single document. So you search, you find a document. Now you can ask the system, hey, what is the question that this document tries to answer? Can you summarize this document form, etc. So those are this, and we are looking to inject them, engage them into the product. We're still looking what is the priority of the work, but definitely we are going to show this kind of services along the way. But those services are more about, I call it AI seasoning. It's it's the same core of a system, same core of a search engine, and we are seasoning it with an AI capabilities before the search, after the search, during the search. It's not the main course, okay? The main course is conversational discovery on trusted scholarly collection, okay? That's not seasoned, that's the main course. And we believe that this is how the discovery will change. Today, we all played with ChatGPT and not sure about it. But The key is trusted scholarly material. So the result will be high quality result, trusted, etc. And that will be a quantum leap, for teaching and learning and research. While saying that, we acknowledge the real concern around AI, and I'm sure that you had, discussion about it with your colleague, looking on the fact that ChatGPT is inventing and making up things and generate incorrect information. Ask for citation, he generates citation that looks like perfectly. You check the citation against the format, but there is no document out there. And concerns, it's not always fit with the institutional teaching and learning principles, not fit with pedagogy. It brings unintended bias. It doesn't transparent, doesn't deal properly with accreditation. It's a real concern that we need to figure out how we can make it work. So we believe that working with you, working with the customer, working with the academic expert to understand the concern and to work together on how to do it right. It has to be transparent. We cannot just generate text with no transparency on from where this text was coming. We must collaborate with an AI provider because this is not our field of expertise, and also because we don't know a generic AI engine. We want an AI engine that will be tuned to the academic institution needs. We must handle intellectual property, in a very sensitive way. It has to be based on trusted data. We need to do extreme work with publishing because, I'm talking about the content aggregators. They license the content from the publisher for one thing, for searching, not for conversational search. So we need to redo and rethink the agreements with publishers that collaborating with us. There are more, but we can make it work, and I think that we want to manage the process and not managed by the process. So it's coming. So we want to manage. And just before I finish here, I want to show you an inspirational, visionary mock-up on how a conversational discovery might look like. So here we are. Welcome to the next discovery experience. And the existing discovery method will stay for long. And this is what you see. This is the all good discovery. You can search the catalog to find articles as you are doing today. It will stay because it will not be possible to legal-wise and machine processing-wise to train the entire corpus of data. So traditional search will be there for long, but we enable conversational chat on a growing corpus of data, of collection. And so if I'm a researcher, and the discipline and the collection that I'm working on is conversational discovery enabled, I can press the button, go from this mode to this mode and chat with the system. I love bees. I'm saving bees. So this is why the examples are around bees. So tell me about the honey yield condition in California. Press enter, and that's the thing. It's not unlike ChatGPT that you just see the text. Here, because you are managing resources, we must put side by side the text that is generated and the sources, the resources that the text was based on. Not just that, also provide the reference from the text and the origin, okay? And then the user can start another question, like in conversation, right? A deeper question, and get more answers, okay? And then at some point, if we show special interest in article number 3, the grade B migration, you can ask the system to do magics on top of a single PDF. In this case, what is the research that was done in article number 3? Sum the article for me in under 300 words. So you get a summary, and if you see that that's the article that he was looking for, you can open the article and read the entire work. So it just, it's visionary, just to build an appetizer, but definitely something that, when we are showing to customers, they say, this is what we want. Show it to the sales person, they say, this is what I want to sell. So, and that's, related to what I said at the beginning, for discovery, there is a big thing. There is a disruption that we all need to react to. And getting to that's my last slide. Next, discover experience, 3 focus area: redoing the UX, putting our hand on linked data practices, and leveraging from AI technology. By doing it, we will keep the balance between the day, tomorrow, and the day after. Okay, so that's the last slide. I will close the presentation, stop sharing. I'll go stop sharing here, blah, 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 blah. Stop.
Hey, Guy, I think we have a question on there. I don't know if you can see the chat, but I can read it off to you. I love the idea. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so wondered if you had a time frame for integrating AI.
Yes, so that's a good question. I'll tell you what we want to do. We don't have a time frame, but we know what we're going to do tomorrow. So that's the thing. What we start to do, we have an agreement with an AI company. We selected a first collection that we can demonstrate the capabilities on top of it, and we start doing the interactions. What we want to show that using the conversational chat that we provide for a specific discipline will provide much better result than asking the same question on a general ChatGPT live. This is the next step, okay? We want to release openly a demonstration and experimental conversational discovery on a specific collection, and we will want to do it during 2023, okay, this year, okay, to release it, to have you see it, to get feedback, to tune it, to understand it, to quack the aspects around it, and in 2024 to add more and more collections, to increase the corpus of data, and embed it into our existing discovery interfaces. So that's a very high level. That's the plan. And I see another question. Oh, yeah. No, it's a comment about summarization of an article. So Lucy like it. Some, when I talk with some other, they don't want. They feel like the summary is not it's not aligned with teaching and learning. I think like Lucy, doing the summaries because in order to help him select the article that he wants to read word by word. So this is why the summary should come from, not because we want him to skip the entire reading. And I'm happy to take more questions.
Yep, if anybody else has any other questions, feel free to add in. Oh, Lucy, did you want to say something else?
Yeah, I was just going to say it out loud. So one thing that I've played around with a little bit is asking ChatGPT or GPT-4 to catalog a book. Has Ex Libris played around with that at all?
Yes, indeed. And this is the leveraging AI for cataloging. That's a book, and even more better, an article. An article, it has a better chance because it can read the input. So yes, it's something that we are looking at, but it's, listen to that. We are cataloging in order to notebook. Let's talk about, articles. So articles are being cataloged in order for them to be discovered, right? But hey, they can be discovered today without even being cataloged. You don't need to catalog the article. Just drop the, what ChatGPT show us, just drop the text to an engine and it will be discovered. In the mockup that I show you, the system beneath doesn't need any cataloging because it's another way of indexing. So this is why, AI can really help with cataloging, but it also challenges the need for cataloging. I think the answer is in the middle. So there are some elements that we need to continue to catalog, but not all of them. So we can reduce dramatically the number of elements that we need to catalog in order to discover. That's, yeah.
All right, thank you, Guy. Anybody else? All right, excellent. Well, not seeing anything else come in, but Guy, we really appreciate it. This was super informative and very enjoyable. So we'll have a recording up for everybody to revisit this, or for those that couldn't make it. And other than that, I think we'll go ahead and break a little early. Again, appreciate your time, Guy, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. It was my great pleasure to speak to you today. Good.
All right, thank you. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.